Rambles is Raider Furry.
Welcome to the Raiders Rambles.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Raiders Rambles part, whatever this is at this point. I am your host, Neo Drago. I am joined by a very old host of ours. You may have seen him from our earlier episodes. Give it up for Space or Orion.
Yep, I'm here.
We have a returning podcast member. Lando is back with us today.
Was good, yo. I'd like to shout out my boy Jason. Jason, I told you I'd shout you out, so extra thick, my dudes.
And Rick is a new podcast member that we haven't had on yet. So, Rick, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell a little about yourself, what you do, why you're in the Raiders, stuff like that.
Yeah. My name is actually unpronounceable, so people call me just Rick. I can't even pronounce it myself. I joined the Raiders due to the fact that I actually searched a furry group which could be potentially interesting. And so I stumbled over articles, you could say, which were not very promoting of the Raiders, but I still wanted to join. And yeah, I'm German, and if you hear something in my accent, or I just realized that my grammar is shit, I am deeply sorry for the German educational system.
That's all right. It's all right. So yeah, sorry about the delay, guys. We were supposed to be starting at 1, but I messed up and fell asleep, so this one's all on me. But today we got some pretty hard-hitting topics for you guys. First one is actually a most recent one. It's pretty tragic. If you guys don't know already, RC Fox, may he rest in peace, had killed himself a couple days ago. And
I read the obit he didn't kill himself. I read he just died suddenly.
I think if anything, he probably killed himself because he did have charges that were.
There's that.
They were leaked to some child pornography. So I mean, I don't condone what he did. My biggest thing is what the fandom did to him. As I said, I don't like to condone violence towards a certain individual just because of what they have done or what they, because let's be honest, we have a lot of people who are dog fuckers in this. Am I right? In the fandom?
Yeah.
And they seem to kind of turn a blind eye when they get convicted. Maybe a few people spurg out about it, but when I see something like this, and people in the fandom were cheering that he supposedly killed himself.
Wow, that is bad.
Yeah, I was looking on Twitter, and I can't remember what the hashtag was, but it was people like, "I'm so glad he killed himself. What he did was wrong." And I get what he did was wrong, but we lost a really prominent member of the furry fandom, and we still got to be respectful no matter what.
The thing is, though, the charges weren't even laid against him.
Right.
He was never charged.
And this horde literally attacked without mercy.
Yeah.
Like a fellow furry. It's like, do people even care about each other anymore?
No.
It doesn't seem like that, especially, I saw an article by our one and only favorite fake furry news guy. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. But it took him maybe half the article and all of a sudden it's our fault that he likes child porn or something like that. I'm not even kidding. Like I got two.
Wow,
I got
that is
It's
that is
kind of like
absurd.
it really. And I'm not mad at the fact that he talked about the Raiders. I was more mad at the fact of how bad the journalism was.
It's
yeah.
like he just used like the RC Fox committing suicide as an excuse to push his agenda.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
maybe 25% of the article was about RC Fox, and the rest were about the Raiders and other members.
And,
I
and
don't.
it's also kind of like blaming the gays for AIDS. Like it's like we really didn't have anything to do with it. Suicide is one person's choice.
Mm, yeah, and
And the funny thing is,
oh,
though, he attacks us even though it was his flipping horde of people who are the ones who bullied this guy into committing suicide.
yeah, it's
He was the instigator. He instigated this mob mentality.
yeah, that's
Speaking of my mentality, that's the second topic.
yeah, we'll get into that one in a second. But as I said, it's sad, it's tragic. I don't like opening a podcast with really depressing news like this, but I felt like it needed to be said.
I think
And
we just went with the hardest first. And I also think then every form of murder or death should never be glorified.
and I will say this for what fake furry news guy did. I think he should be charged for at least some kind of what happened, because that blood is on. I feel like that blood is on his hands, but I don't want to put something like that out of context and be like, oh, they want me dead. No, I just say for what has happened, he really should be, some kind of trial. I'm not just saying that because it's him.
Well,
Could-
I suppose he could get him on slander because that technically is slander to blame
But
someone.
not. Well, I wouldn't say it was slander. I would say like it's actually, and it's an actual crime to push someone even over the internet to suicide.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. Okay, yeah. I didn't understand
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Accessory to murder or something like that.
It's something. It's something like that. I can't fully remember. Excuse me. What it was, what it's fully called, but
Wish we had Boozy Badger on. He could answer all this shit for us.
I don't even think Boozy would even come on here.
Good point.
It was-
Who is
That
Boozy Badger anyway? I don't know who he is.
Okay, so Boozy Badger. Do you mind if I explain this really
Yeah,
fast?
go on ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Badger is a dude who's kind of like Alkali and Kage. You know who those people are?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So he's basically like a comedian guy who basically who drinks a lot. So yeah, basically a Kage or Alkali ripoff. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. As I'm saying, like the first year I went to Confuzzled was actually the time where I actually met Uncle Kage. He's pretty like stand-up guy. He was rather amusing. I was just like just listening to like his ramblings were like it was kind of interesting actually.
I had a
I just-
conversation with Kage. I'm sorry. Did I? Sorry.
I just love the way that like he was wearing a lab coat and like in one of the pockets he was like yeah he had like a bottle of wine. I just found that like amusing.
He like guards his wine, my dude. Okay, so I actually talked to Kage about what was it? Oh yeah, it was GMOs because we were talking about his panel, science, pseudoscience, and outright shit, and he was talking about GMOs and pesticides and all that, and it was actually really interesting because he is a biochemist, and it was a pretty cool convo. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. But as you said, our second topic, with the mob mentality, with our favorite fake news friend going off, and that's how I'm just gonna refer to him now as his fake news friend, and with him, pushing a mob and really kind of making a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, I agree. I understand it's a bad thing what he has done, but at the same time, he's still a furry, and we need to. I mean, Foxler is a really good example of this of mob mentality. I mean, with I'm losing my train of thought, son of a bitch. Um,
His latest video on the mob mentality was actually probably one of the best videos
I will have to. I
he's
will.
pushed so far.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I absolutely. It's kind of what made me want to talk about it on the podcast as well. So I really appreciate that he did that for him. He's still a furry, and in this fandom, do we as individuals, even if there's a mob after us, do we should we dictate who is not in the fandom?
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
That reminds me on a post where people are actually condemned the raiders to all the raiders, the entire group, not being furries, just for the fact and we should be officially banned on every form of convention.
Well, they can try and ban me from a convention. It ain't happening anytime
yeah, I'm gonna
soon.
show up anyway, my dude.
uh,
Yeah, exactly. It'll turn into another
I-
RMFC.
Yeah.
I'm on good terms with the leaders of the conventions in the UK. So I don't think they would ban me. I haven't done anything in these conventions which is illegal.
Exactly, and I can say the same thing for TFF. I'm really good with some of the staff members and admins there. I mean, I've talking with Dr. Wildlife. I've talking with that Vincent guy. I can't remember his full name. He's that cat.
Yeah, it's like
Legs waking up.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, but with Confuzzled, they probably wouldn't allow the armband because they would see it as a political symbol because the convention pretty much bans anything which is political.
Yeah,
So
and
like
it's
that
there
is
was
really-
good. I like
Yeah,
that.
there was this
Smart
one
as-
guy who's wearing a like communist hoodie, and the convention staff actually told him to take it off.
Wait, someone actually did something against communism in public.
Yeah,
Like-
they told him to either
But
they told him to change the hoodie because it's a political symbol.
But
Huh.
isn't there like this giant rolling mob right into that direction, which is basically the opposite front from the raiders? Like, shouldn't be there any form of big outcry when something like that happens?
The thing is, though, the guy was decent enough to take it off because he understand the no politics rule.
Okay.
I think that's a really smart thing to do.
Yeah,
If you
it's
got,
it's interesting to see that there's even people with radical ideologies who can actually be decent on times.
yeah.
Yeah, decency is a big thing which has been lost in our timeline.
Yeah, and it's like that this mob mentality is also linked to the extremist mindset.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems with this entire form of mob mentality are the actual leaders, because if a leader does something stupid, everyone will follow him and support him, so everyone else will look stupid, and real smart people will actually in some form disappear in the mob. That the form of them being actually capable of bringing bridges between two fronts will literally be swallowed in the mob.
Mm. The thing is, though, I remember seeing an article on like a website going on about how politics these days has become so vile and hateful.
Yeah, even on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't what's the word I'm looking for? I don't I'm about as apolitical as you can get. I mean, yeah, I'll talk about it every now and then, but it's not really something that I've made my life into. My persona comes first before anything else in this fandom. I mean,
That should.
and
That's why you wear the hat. Make furries great.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I made this sticker. It's actually my first kind of sticker that I made with I can't remember his fucking name shit or the fucking name.
Microsoft Paint.
No, for Telegram. I'm sorry.
That reminds me of like a meme that the game developer Bungie came up with called Mr. Chief, which is basically one of the guys decided to draw Master Chief in paint, and he decided to draw like eyes and like a smile on like the helmet, and they decided to make that character like Mr. Chief.
You know what that reminds me of? Like game companies. Not game companies, but you know the creator of the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he recently tweeted out, like I think like a day or so ago, the change my mind thing, and it's like Mr. Crocker, the one that was the crazy teacher, and always trying to catch Timmy's fairies, is like fairy godparents are real. Change my mind, and Butch Hartman himself fucking posted that one. I had to laugh. I had to laugh so hard because of it.
That's a good one. That's a
just-
good one.
It's like I don't
Yeah.
see you don't see your childhood cartoon artist, because he did he did Danny Phantom, Fairly Odd Parents, Tough Puppy, and I think he worked on a little bit on Drake and Josh.
What one thing I noticed about that
That meme.
artist is that his style was very distinct. It's like
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at like a cartoon,
It is
but
extremely extinct.
and it's like it's done by this guy.
It's
Yeah.
almost around the head, but not around the body. And every form of character, as individually he is instantly recognizable.
Yeah,
It's just strong outlines. He has like strong outlines around his characters. That's one
Yeah.
thing I distinctly remember is the outlines.
yeah, I could say the
Yeah.
same. That's what I liked his stuff, because like, and he never really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Made two characters the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was very little similarity.
Yeah, and if there was, it was changed up so well. So, you sit there and you have all that, or you sit there and you have like, so you had Cosmo, Wanda. I mean, Poof was pretty much a ball. You did have the anti-fairies though, which were basically copies of the normal fairies, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the pixies. I think those were the only people that were the same, but they were meant to be the same.
Right. Yeah.
And that
Yeah, it's
show, I was gonna say that show was great. I mean, every episode was
Yeah.
fun. It kept it not really kept you on your seat. I would say more like kept you busy watching something. Like I continued to watch Fairly Odd Parents probably when I was almost 18. I could be wrong.
Hmm.
It's just, you don't find stuff like that. Like before they got the dog, I know that. It was like maybe a year or two after Poof.
I don't follow
Mm.
Fairy Odd Parents too much.
By the way, let's get back to the creators posting memes. The other day,
It always circles
Mark
back.
Hamill himself, Luke Skywalker, posted an uvu on his Twitter.
Ooh, what the hell's that?
What's
Although,
this?
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
bloody hell, Mark
I think-
Hamill,
I think-
the
ooh,
Luke Skywalker. Why?
Mark Hamill's an actual furry, confirmed. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew
Oh
that.
my god! If that's the case,
What
Go.
would Luke Skywalker's persona be?
God, what
Oh,
we're
he
gonna
would
have next?
be.
We're gonna have next, like Vladimir Putin's a furry. That'll be funny.
What if Zabi vodka? Oops.
Zabi
I'm
vodka.
getting bombed now. Putin,
That's
if
a
you're
good
watching
business
this, I'm
idea.
sorry.
We're
Zabi-
making Zabi vodka.
Okay, so Zabi vodka must be Putin's persona then.
Yeah.
But seriously,
Someone
would,
got to play Vaporwave right about now, and you know.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah, like that. Was it Macintosh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Macintosh.
that-
Yeah.
so quick question. Back to the question. What would Luke Skywalker's persona be? I think it's Jar Jar Binks. I think he would definitely be Jar Jar Binks.
No, he wouldn't be a
Something
gun.
that's
mean a
I think he
Gungan.
would be like a lion or something.
No, something that's good with heat. Because remember in episode 1 when he got like
A
charred
lizard.
world?
Yeah, but he was like away whenever his parents got charred or his aunt and uncle.
No, he got burned. Remember in the lava in episode 1?
That's
That's Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's the prequels, not the actual
You were my
movies.
brother, Anakin.
Oh my Lanta.
Scorch.
Wait, wasn't it Leia?
He's Scorch sent his
No, he should be a bat. Here's why. Because Batman's parents got shot too.
it was his aunt and uncle. Technically, his mom died at childbirth, and his father. And if you haven't seen Star Wars, I'm about to ruin a lot of it for you.
Yeah,
Darth Vader's Luke's father. Which,
Ah,
by the way, did
I
you know
didn't know that.
Are
You
you
know-
really assuming that there are people who haven't watched Star Wars at this point? In
I'm
this
Yeah.
year?
pretty sure
There-
people, still a lot of people out there that haven't seen Star Wars, but this is the furry fandom after all, so I'm sure everybody's seen it.
Yes.
The biggest.
I'm more of a Tarantino fan.
I don't really, honestly, y'all are probably about to hate me for this, but I don't really care for Star Wars all that much. I think it's kind of
Trek is better.
overrated.
Star Trek's
I
better.
also lost
I don't
every
like
form of
Star Trek either.
interest due to
I'm not a
Hollywood.
sci-fi guy though. I'm more of a Lord of
Yeah,
the
like-
Rings.
I
God,
love sci-fi.
fantasy's a bit too normie for me.
Normie.
Wow, we have
Yeah,
a real
fantasy is
hipster
normal.
over here. No, I'm kidding. I love you, space.
Honestly,
Nah,
when it comes to
that's
science
fake.
fantasy, though, I prefer Warhammer 40k.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
that
got a
universe
Warhammer.
is very interesting.
that's
What is
really
this?
got a diverse Warhammer.
What? Excuse me? I've never heard of this.
It's
What?
space. You probably know more than I do.
I sense
so-
heresy.
Yeah, it's basically that. Yeah, that's basically what the human faction is like in Warhammer
Yeah.
40k.
It's
They are
space Christianity, basically.
Oh.
no
Space
space Christianity taken to an extreme.
Yeah, to an extreme where it.
So
Yeah.
they're like no use. That's
To the point like their spaceships are flying cathedrals.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Oh
That's the point they're
my
taking it.
God.
I didn't expect it to be that big.
Oh, but-
I'm-
The thing is, though,
Warhammer,
Neo,
what's up?
those ships which are like flying cathedrals are awesome to look at, though. I
Yeah.
really like
Oh,
the
yeah.
design of that.
They look awesome. They look pretty steampunky.
Yeah,
They look like
It's like-
just crazy. Just like it should work, and it should work stronger, not
yeah.
better.
I just like the Gothic architecture of like
Mhm.
the Imperium of Man. That's why they're like my favorite faction.
Pretty
Yeah.
lit, dude.
Yeah, I wish I could say I know a little bit more about Warhammer, but I have a friend who really loves the Warhammer series and the fantasy behind it and all that other kind of stuff. In fact, I believe he's working on a book right now, which is going to be kind of based off different genres of like different movies, different games. I think he's trying to work on something that kind of combines Warhammer, Elder Scrolls, Lord of the Rings, and something else he told me. I can't remember.
So
Lord
the
of the Rings
nerd-
and the Warhammer.
Well, it's not like he's writing a fan fiction. He's writing his own story, but he's kind of getting his
takes
ideas
inspiration from.
Yeah, it takes inspiration from.
Very
And
lit.
it seems interesting. I don't know much more about the book that he's writing, but I would like to see his finished product. I mean, I've worked on a book before. I've gotten like the whole story outline. The only thing I didn't get done was like chapter summaries that I was gonna do.
The thing is, though, I started writing like the universe behind my character, my persona,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got to the point where I'm considering writing like the language of his people and like the whole culture
You're really dedicated to Orion.
and like the universe, like in which the character exists within.
Well, see, like me, I never was really one to make like backstory. I mean, because my persona's not really original. Oh, it's
Wow.
original, but it's not really an original species. And
What is? Oh, it's
it's
jeez.
a noodle dragon, of course. It's an anthro noodle dragon to be more
Oh.
exact. Because apparently you have to. I was told this. You have to distinctly say you're either anthro or you're long noodle.
Oh, see, my character has a massive backstory. I'm not gonna say it because it would take up the hour that we have in the show. But yeah, it's he's a space husky, and it comes from my inspiration a lot from Kubrick.
hmm
2001: A Space Odyssey is like my movie. I fucking love that movie. Like I would play that on repeat. Yeah, it's a good movie. 2010, the year we made Contact, is worse. But yeah, Kubrick is like daddy for me. Moving
Yeah,
along.
his movies were great. Like I remember another movie by him. Was it Full Metal Jacket? That was a good one.
Oh, I can
That was
only watch
Kubrick?
the beginning of
I
that
don't know
movie,
Kubrick.
to be honest.
Yeah, I like the way that they cast like a legit a gunnery sergeant. Like
Yeah,
that guy was like a legit gunnery sergeant.
He was. I mean, he's an actor, but he was the only one that they could find that did the best at that scene. Even though what happened. So
The dialogue from that movie is extremely memorable.
yeah. I will rip your head off and shit down your neck.
Fun fact, my father actually says that sometimes to me.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Your father's just great. He sounds like a great guy, my dude.
oh, my favorite line.
This is
from
my
that-
rifle. This is my gun. One's for killing, the other's for fun.
No,
I remember that.
my favorite was how tall are you, Private? 5'6", sir. Wow, I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Your ass looks like 100 pounds, 150 pounds of chewed bubble gum.
You look
Joe,
like
have
you ran
you-
down.
So, German.
Neo, have you heard of this one? Only steers and queers come from Texas.
Of course.
You don't look like a steer to me.
And I'm not seeing any horns on you, boy, or something like that. Oh no. Fuck, the one where he's talking to that one with the raspy ass voice. Who the?
Oh.
He's like,
Oh,
"Now
Private
on your-"
Snowball.
Yeah, Private Snowball. Sir, yes, sir.
I will
Even
rip
though-
your eyeball out and skull fuck you. Remove that eyeball. Fuck.
Bullshit,
What
you
is
look like
that?
You ran down the
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god, that movie. Oh no, you look like a kind of guy that'd fuck a man in the ass and not give him the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I actually used that one on Xbox Live too much. I wish it
running
wasn't
a-
true, but it is.
Seeing a guy running around screaming that sentence.
I also say another word, but I'm banned from using that word because I don't want to get demonetized. Oh wait, I already am.
Yeah, tough tits, my man.
It starts with a certain N and ends with an R.
Oh,
That's it's Niger.
yeah, Niger, yeah.
Niger.
Yeah, it's a country-
Nigeria.
No,
Yeah,
just
Niger.
Niger.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's actually a
Nigeria.
country in Africa.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the other way. You know, like how people would be like nigga, but you know the white people version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy one.
Just say it in the black people's version because that will
Easy.
totally
Easy.
change the actual meaning.
But anyways, we're now on to our third topic, which was apparently since we've been talking about like video games, movies, and stuff like that.
All the nerd shit, yeah.
Did you guys know about World of Warcraft's new confirmed species, the fennec fox race?
The fennec
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah, I
That's
heard
gonna be
about that. It's like pleasing the community.
I think
Oh.
it's going to be pleasing the
Definitely not.
community. I'll say that.
I thought I did that
Problematic
on
the
Discord
way.
already, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, if it will actually spread and gain hold in the World of Warcraft world, it will. I think it will grow and it will start to consume.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
There's gonna be so many fanfics of this thing.
Fanfics,
Everywhere.
porn. I'm waiting for that one. Most
I'm
definitely waiting for that one.
Hey, by the way, I was in a Telegram chat, and someone posted porn of that already.
Already?
Oh
Yes.
holy
And again,
shit.
hold on. Before I can say this though. Before Zootopia, like maybe through, like when it was first confirmed, like the first trailer came out, the anthropomorphic one, there was already porn of that, and that was maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe before the actual movie came out.
Yeah, but
Holy
Zootopia is basically just a go-to-mine for that.
No, then again, I'm pretty sure
What
there's
is
been
Warcraft?
World of Warcraft. Dude, I've seen porn of World of Warcraft, the Worgans, the Taurons, the fucking even Blood Elves. I think that's what they're called. I
I'm
don't
not a
remember.
nerd, so I don't know anything about World of Warcraft. Well,
Oh,
I am. a
I
nerd,
remember
but-
the advert with Mr. T.
Oh yeah, the one with Mr. T.
Blood elf, no mohawk.
Mr. T did something. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I saw
that low.
it was Mr. T, Ozzy Osbourne, and Chuck Norris. I remember those ads. Thank you for bringing those up.
I haven't seen a single one of them.
This was like a long time ago. Like not maybe a long time ago. Maybe like early 2000s. Maybe.
I remember when I played in like,
Oh.
was it
You meant back in the days
when the Worgans were introduced?
Oh, I honestly I never got into it, but if this Fennec race is legit and it's going to be one of those things, I might actually start playing it just because of that.
Yeah, I'll probably get back into it because of that.
Oh, I
'Cause
mean,
the thing which put me off the Worgans is when they were first introduced, like they used to breathe heavily when you were using them, and it's like it used to
extremely
get on
fucking
the
annoying.
players' nerves. So that I think World of Warcraft got rid of like the heavy breathing.
Gotcha. I mean, I play what's that game called? Guild Wars 2, which I find to be a really great game. I find it better than games like World of Warcraft. I mean, it varies between people, I guess, because you know I know some people would rather play World of Warcraft and waste $15 a month after paying $60. When you pay $60 for Guild Wars 2, get the new expansion, and you don't have to pay monthly. That's why I love. And it's got an Anthro race, which are the Char, I believe.
It's Second Life, and you can be.
They have
Oh god, Second Life.
it's
Oh,
like
no.
World of Warcraft have another like Anthro race like the Pandarans, for example.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what was this?
Well, it
I
is
think
in
it
the
was the
name.
Cataclysm podcast expansion.
Podcast.
I was just saying,
Podcast.
yeah.
I think I remember that one. I don't know. I didn't play much of World of Warcraft. Like my buddy showed me a private server, and I played a little bit of that. But
I
I
remember the memes of World of Warcraft and people talk about it.
oh
Yeah.
I remember the fucking South Park episode,
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the
which
good
to-
old stuff. Oh,
which-
the South Park.
which today is still on my top 5 favorite South Park episodes.
I remember RuneScape.
Oh, I have a buddy who
Yeah.
plays the shit out of that. He plays it so much he has a year membership right now. Yeah, he.
I remember hearing an article about this woman who sold her body for sex
What?
to get a mount in World of Warcraft.
Who?
Dear
Why?
God,
How?
Why?
Why?
Jesus Christ.
Just
I'm not
why?
gonna-
There are people who take World of Warcraft to the extreme.
And those
Yeah,
are the
I've heard about that.
trash.
I mean, okay. I don't want to insult everyone, but for some people, the South Park episode is actually kind of accurate. I used to know one of these people.
Kind of, or really accurate.
I had a friend who just played it all day, and due to the fact that I knew him from real life, I just can say he wasn't in the best conditions of his life.
I know.
No.
I know someone who would sit there and play RuneScape for hours upon end, which made me really kind of stop talking to him for a little bit. And then he finally got off and actually wanted to do something more with his life than just RuneScape. Because he told me what killed him for the game for a couple months was for 3 months straight he would just grind on getting level 99 shit.
Aren't there like certain people from certain countries who are actually doing that for money with your account?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but, yeah. Account purchasing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I was gonna do that if I were to sell my Xbox. I was just gonna sell my account with it because I've gotten a shit ton of games. I've gotten basically every single pay-to-win weapon in Modern Warfare Remastered. I've put maybe $1,000 into Modern Warfare Remastered, and I am really ashamed to say.
When somebody says I have every pay-to-win weapon.
The thing is, though, I probably put
You know you
at
have a
least,
problem.
at least $300 into TF2.
Oh yeah, TF2
yeah,
is a
Yeah,
Why? Why in
Yeah.
God's name would you put money into a free game?
well,
I'm honestly curious.
You want that badass hat, dude. You gotta-
yeah, it's the hats.
I'm more interested in the weapons, though.
No,
That's
it's
true.
the hats.
Yeah,
It's all
but-
about the hats.
Yeah, but I do have a thing for the hats, though. Some of the hats
Everybody
are
has.
great.
At least it's
Oh,
not.
maybe.
At least it's not like CS:GO where you paid $250 plus for a knife.
Who paid $3,000 for a golden frying pan in TF2?
Yeah.
Dear
Nice.
fucking God, I am not. Okay, hold up. That's taking gaming a little too far. I can't say much because I've spent a lot of fucking money on Modern Warfare Remastered, but holy shit, $3,000 dropped right then and there.
Yeah, it's time to slow down, buddy. You know.
And you can you even take that money out of Steam and put it into your bank account?
Nope.
No,
So-
you can't.
Not
But
legally.
So
there are people who are actually trading that for your money.
oh well, I'll only get 11 cents because that's all I have on my account.
Oh,
I saw those trading card things. You don't get much from them, but I actually sold a bunch of trading cards one day and got postal too. So
Hey, that's pretty good.
right, I just do like a cent below the recommended, and you get a little bit of money out of it. It's not much, maybe like 2 cents. I think the most expensive card I ever sold was like $1. and I can't even remember what the fuck it was.
A dollar.
I also want to try and get Steam backgrounds, but I can't even seem to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, backgrounds are actually really hard to get. As I first got my first, it was pretty fucking hard for me as a normal civilian in that world. But yeah, after some time, I actually found out how to get it, and yeah, they should really make some sort of, I don't know, notes how to do it. Because
Yeah. I was looking online, but I didn't really find much, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'll just keep my Dust the Elysium Tail, because I got two of them. I got the Dust one and I got the Fidget one, so I'm fine with just
Wait,
those
there's
two.
a fidget one?
Yeah, there's a
Please.
Fidget one.
Please, for the love of God, tell me it's not like covered in fidget spinners.
No, I'm talking about Fidget from Dust and Elysium Tail.
Oh,
Yeah, you never played that game?
no, I haven't.
Oh, it's a great game. Dude, it is hand drawn, beautiful soundtrack, beautiful story, beautiful game. It's really, it was on my it's in my top 5 recommended games to try out.
Yeah, I've played that a bit. It's a good game.
I beat it. Basically, I would have a lot of downtime in school back when I was a senior, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play this game, and I brought like my controller, like a little mini, like those mini Xbox controllers, like 360 ones that are like small but easy to take everywhere. So I took that. I took my laptop and obviously my power cable, and that's all I would do is I would just play that. I played that one, Borderlands 2, and Skyrim. Those were like the only 3 games I normally played on Steam.
I play Fallout like whenever I can.
hmm
Fallout is like heroin to me. It's like
I'd rather play Elder Scrolls. You know, you have 2 people in this world. People who like, yes, I will say that. I'd rather play Elder Scrolls, even though Skyrim's been
Normie Reed.
Excuse me for liking fantasy over post-apocalyptic.
Well,
To
in
be
the
honest, I prefer
post-apocalypse-
Fallout. I remember, like, oh shit, was it was it Bad Dragon did like a promotion, like with Fallout.
Oh
right?
yeah, I remember that because that's whenever I got my Bad Dragon was around that promotion. I still have the 2 bottle caps they sent me.
Did they like make a song to go with it?
Horse cock.
There's no cock like horse cock.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful song.
Oh,
I'm going to be
God.
blasting that going to my friend's house later because we're going bowling tonight.
Honestly, it's a great song for shit posting.
Oh, most definitely, most fucking definitely, man.
I'm gonna see if I can get the tune right. Hang on.
By the way, I hated to break it to you guys, but I'm having issues right now. I would need to go. I'm very sorry.
Oh, you're
Okay.
good. Good.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
We'll just
Thanks.
continue
Wait a second.
on.
Yeah.
We're about 43 minutes in anyway, so if you need to
Yeah,
jump
perfect.
off, go on ahead. See ya.
See ya.
I'll flick this in.
So, since we got 43 minutes left, I was gonna say, so you guys have heard of Toys R Us closing down, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've
Um,
heard about it. I remember I was in the car, like, yesterday, and I heard about it on the radio. Yeah, that is quite a sad
It
state of
really-
affairs.
yeah,
I got all my dirt guns from there.
God damn it! I used to buy my flipping pony shit from there.
You're what?
Yeah, I went through a brony phase, right?
Oh, okay.
So I bought stuff from there.
That's funny because I went through an anti-brony phase.
No,
No.
funny thing is though, my phases were anti-furry, then
Mhm.
anti-brony, then brony, then to furry.
Honestly, I went to furry to being non-furry to furry again to non-furry to furry. Then my friend discovered my bad dragon. So I went and threw away a lot of my furry shit that I really wish I didn't. Now that I think about it, 'cause I dropped $70 on that toy, man. That's not something you really just want to throw away, but it's
Yeah.
making some guard dog happy. So as a
The
cheap
thing is, so I just imagine, like, some. What, you gave it to a guard dog?
No, I was just making like junkyard dog things, like
Oh,
using
yeah.
it as a chew toy or something.
I can just imagine, like, the garbage man just looking at it and just picking it up and and being like,
Like smacking their friend with it.
yeah, they would do that.
The shit people throw
What
away.
one was it? If you don't mind. Which
Fenrir, the wolf
oh,
dragon.
Fender.
It
Oh,
was.
yeah, that guy.
It was, and it was around the time too that they had actual artwork instead of whatever the fuck they're doing now.
What are they doing now then?
They're just not doing artwork. I don't know if the artist up and quit or what happened. I haven't heard anything from that artist in a long time.
That's boring.
Yeah, exactly. I
They
mean,
used to do really good dockies.
let me see. Let me see if they still have any. I'm looking on Bad Dragon right now.
Of course you are. Always got to have that tab open, my dude.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
My friend actually, I talked my friend into getting that same toy too. So,
I want to get a Chance XL and just smack my friend.
oh my god. Okay, I was about to say just to smack people with it. Never mind. I was gonna say good night. Good night.
Yeah, good night, my colon. Yeah, like it would not end well.
You know, this is starting to get a little not safe for work, but I've actually seen some interesting shit with Chance XL.
One guy, one jar.
More like one guy, one destroyed anus.
Oh damn.
No, I'm kidding on that part. No, it's like it was so far deep that it was bulging out his stomach. Is that healthy?
Colon, my man. Like Jesus Christ.
That colon, I think that shit was in the lower intestine, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, no, but yeah,
I'd drop $100 on a Chance XL just to have like a weapon. You know? Like,
Yep.
Like they can't bug me about it at the airport. They might have a lawsuit on their hands. Then I can like.
The thing is, though, in Britain, you probably have to have a license to purchase a Chance XL.
Why in God's name would you? Oh, okay.
So
Right,
I'm making a joke about the British
Yeah.
legal system.
Yeah, knowing Britain's like ridiculous weapons policies.
Yeah, like there was some guy who got arrested for having a sharpened pencil.
Holy shit.
what don't you get arrested in the UK for nowadays?
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is the country which has a TV license.
Right. TV license. Oof.
Oof. Ooh, that
Yeah,
would-
we need that Roblox sound. Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
I can't really do it that good. That's about
Hang
as
on,
good as I
I'm
can
gonna
do.
pull up a sound bite of it.
Let's not. I really don't want to hear that noise again. Dang, I've ran out of topics and we're on only 48 minutes in. Anybody got anything they want to talk about real quick?
Oh, I had something, and then I got stoned. That's usually how it works.
I was gonna get a podcast topic, but then I got high.
But then I got high. Then I got high. Then I got high.
Honestly, the Raiders need to make their own strain of weed, man.
Can we call it Boxers? No, I was gonna say Foxler fuck up, but no, that sounds pretty fucked up. We can have Cody Kush,
Oh, yeah.
Omega Orion.
I was thinking of, like,
We could just
Hawaiian
relabel-
space cheese or something.
Or, yeah.
That'll be funny.
Yeah. Moon rocks. Well, we already have moon rocks are a thing already.
Well, I was gonna make something. It was gonna be if I were to make my own strain of something, I want it to be the most potent shit you'll ever smoke. So I'll have the like a nug, right? And then I'll roll it in wax, roll it in keef, roll it in wax again, and roll it one more time in keef, and call them neo nugs.
Those are pretty. That's a good idea.
See?
But you're just kind of ripping off moon rocks. That's the thing.
Yes, I am, but they're neo nugs, not moon rocks. Get them right.
Neonuts, yeah. That's a good one.
Wow. Competitive branding. Holy shit.
What would Jolt's strain of weed be called?
ADHD.
Yeah, he's a squirrel, so
Attention deficit. We gotta replace the H or something.
Let's see.
Or
Jolts,
jitters or something like that. I don't know.
oh yeah, Jolt's jitters. That'll be the
Jolts
one.
jitters.
Yeah.
Jolt crack. I don't know, man.
Jolt crack. That just sounds like normal meth.
Yeah. I've been to a few parties.
I know what tenacious is would be called. It'd be like tenacious as tea leaves. That'll be what they're called.
Honestly, I would love to move to Colorado and open up my own shop. The only problem is the federal government here, when it comes to that kind of shit,
right.
is absolutely trash. Like, cause it's it's weird because it's legal state-wise at like Colorado, California, and all that, but federally it's illegal. So
yeah, okay, so let me explain something real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
no,
but
you're good.
the insanity of the scheduling system here is ridiculous. Methamphetamine is a Schedule III substance. That means it can be prescribed for ADHD patients, even though it is rarely prescribed. It can be prescribed to ADHD patients without any refills. Like, you can't get any refills on your prescription, but you can get meth if you have ADHD.
That's basically Adderall, ain't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amphetamines. Yeah, Adderall is
figured it
amphetamines,
was.
Vyvanse is amphetamines. All the methylphenidates are basically amphetamines, except they're not as strong.
That explains everything, because I remember the first time I ever took an Adderall, I was like so focused. I got like 2 months of homework done in like one night.
Yeah. Did your heart rate go up? Did you get cold sweats occasionally?
My heart rate did go up. I did feel a little warm at times where I had to like step outside into the cool breeze and smoke a cigarette.
You smoke more often because that usually happens.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like I do the same thing when I smoke weed. I vape. Same thing with the drinking too. I tend to vape more and want more nicotine when I'm drinking or smoking.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
mean, I don't condone drugs. Okay, like if you do drugs, you do them within reason. Like don't take
Don't
shit
pull,
like.
don't pull a rainforest.
Yeah. No, I mean I've taken a dabble in a few drugs. I've taken LSD. I've taken mushrooms. I've taken mescaline. I've smoked weed. I've taken Adderall. That's really the most I've ever really done, and I wouldn't really consider weed a drug.
I only have like a spliff now and then. That's pretty much it.
I mean, honestly, out of all the drugs, I'm gonna say this: out of all the drugs I've taken, LSD has to be my absolute favorite.
Yeah, Sid is amazing. I love Sid.
Oh,
MDMA is pretty fun too.
I will say this: I have had pure LSD, and that is hard to fucking come by nowadays.
Yeah, with all the research chemicals, I-25 MBOME is everywhere.
And that's legal. That's technically legal, which is crazy.
N-bombs got scheduled. The DEA got on that.
Fuck. Well, I mean,
N-bombs were dangerous.
yeah, that's true.
I'm glad they scheduled N-bomb because it like can stop your heart with like the same dose as Sid.
Well, see, this is the thing about LSD or acid. When you take it, you're supposed to test it to make sure it's not 25I. That's whenever you get the more metallic taste and stuff like that.
If it's
And-
bitter, it's bitter.
Yeah, you're still gonna trip a little bit even if you do spit it out, but it's not gonna be intense. Because it's hard because it's on those little ink blot. It's on those ink blotches. So when you have that, you never know.
Yeah, the
And-
blotter paper can. The problem with blotter paper too is that it's unevenly dosed because they don't like dip every single blotter tab in SID or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Just spread
exactly.
it out and across the entire sheet, so you don't know how much you're getting.
Yeah, you could be getting that one square that didn't get jack shit on it.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I love it because the cool thing about things like acid and mushrooms, you're not getting the same trip every time. I've
Yeah.
taken the most mushrooms I've ever taken was it was apparently a strong dose. I had no idea they were like pretty potent, and I took 2.5 grams, maybe give or take, and I was literally seeing little spacemen. I was seeing like sun rays of psychedelic looking shit.
I have never taken it.
I
I
mean,
feel bad for you then, dude.
I honestly, it's not something I would recommend taking if you don't want to do it. If you're curious about it, make sure you're in contact with someone who
Have a trip sitter.
a trip sitter is what we call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only take it if you're mentally and physically ready, because that is what is it? Mushrooms are maybe like 3 to 8 hours, and LSD is like 8 to 10 hours.
My trips
Holy
are like
shit, it
12.
lasts that long?
Yes, it is a long trip, and it goes by slow. So that
It slows down
hours.
time. Sid really like slows everything down.
Yeah, I had three of me, my other buddy, and my other two buddies. We all three took Sid one day. And apparently I found out I'm a hilarious motherfucker when I'm on Sid, but I think it's just because we were all high and we were all just kind of laughing. Like I just do the most like absurd, stupid shit. And when I do that kind of shit, I like watching like trippy ass videos, like data moshing or the Adult Swim show. You know which one I'm talking? Off the Air.
Oh
The
yeah,
really
yeah.
fucking trippy one.
I'd recommend 2001: A Space Odyssey then.
Yeah,
that might be interesting.
Will like okay, so I was on LSA, which is lysergic acid amide, while LSD is lysergic acid diethylamide.
Isn't that the like weaker dose version of it?
It's the one that you find in Morning Glories and Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose seeds.
Ah, yes, me and my buddy were gonna look into that, but go ahead.
It's
and
pretty
continue.
good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fun. If you're careful with it, there's no nausea, and when you take it about an hour in, roughly, they tend to take a little longer. Holy shit, you will not be able to. You will be incapacitated. It'll be like Mike. Yeah, you will be in your chair or wherever you're sitting. I recommend sitting because you will fall on your ass if you don't. You'll just start seeing little specks of light out of nowhere. I shit you not, this happened, and then you'll feel like the chair's not there anymore, like you're floating. It's very similar to acid. It's very trippy.
I will say this: that 2.5 grams of shrooms I took that one day, it was
2.5 grams.
2.5 grams of shrooms, and I was not prepared for it. I had ego death, dude.
Oof.
I
Damn.
didn't know who I was for a minute. I didn't know. I thought, okay, so I'm sitting down and like I have this brown little chair that the hotel gave me, and I'm sitting there like chain smoking cigarettes, dude. Because I'm thinking I'm outside, and like I'm smoking inside, which is like super forbidden at that place.
Oh,
So
rip.
I'm chain smoking, right? And all of a sudden I'm just like kind of like in my chair looking down, and like the walls in that apartment were non-existent. I thought I was like legit outside because I heard this cricket.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
interesting, and it was kind of scary, but at the same time, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had a buddy who was trip sitting for me, and I gave him maybe about like 0.2 grams of shrooms, and he said he was feeling shit. So me taking 2.5 was like a huge like, oh, I didn't expect this to happen.
Yeah.
Because beforehand I took 2.5 and it really didn't do much.
Well, like you said, it depends on potency.
Oh yeah.
If you got like some like shit kicker, some some of the goyim stuck some spores on a cow pie and prayed to God, then they're not going to be that great. But if you have stuff that you actually
Like people take care of.
like that you grow in a jar and you leave in a dank place for a few days, or well, it takes longer than that, but like they will. Hoo boy,
Yeah, they are some pretty potent little motherfuckers. I will say that. So
they will.
anybody out there who is thinking about doing drugs, don't do drugs.
Yeah, kids, drugs are bad. Okay, wait, the furry raiders. This is my guy that's gonna get an A+ in law school. The furry raiders, or nor any of its associates, have any affiliation with any kind of drug rings, nor do we advocate the use of these substances.
I just like to do them.
Yeah,
I'm just one more story, I guess, before we leave. So we've also gotten into me and another buddy of mine that I hate that I'm actually going to his house later. We got into the mescaline game, which is made out of different cactuses, and we make ours out of San Pedro. And it is pretty crazy. Like I didn't expect it to be so strong. And it's like a roller coaster too, like you're going up and then you go down, you up and down. It was like a head rush and then it's gone. And then it's back.
Is it a bit like, the Beavis and Butthead movie?
I have not seen Beavis or Butthead or the movies.
It's quite funny because the movie had a scene where, one of them decided to take a bite out of the cactus because they thought, they'd be able to, drink the cactus.
Bad fucking idea. I can already tell you.
Don't eat random cactuses, people. They will make you see God.
They will make you see some shit you did. Oh, that you know what that reminds me of though? Remember that movie Land of the Lost with what's it called?
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, Will Ferrell. I can't remember actors' names. It just shows you how much I don't give a shit about Hollywood. Where they take that weird fruit thing and they're all like, they see this big ass crab and it just fucking volcano or a geyser like erupts on it, and they're just sitting there tripping out. And it's best movie ever.
That's amazing.
But yeah, guys, it looks like we've hit our 1 hour mark. And we've been talking for a while now. So I thank everyone for watching this episode, and I'm sorry everything was a little later than I expected, especially to Lando in space. That was my fault. I pretty much pulled an all-nighter and ended up falling asleep a little early, along with trying to get some other shit done. So as soon as I got my shit done, I passed out and forgot to wake up. So
nice.
All's forgiven.
What's up?
And I thank everyone for tuning into the podcast.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks.
I hope y'all enjoyed my second time being on, and yeah. I'm
kidding. I say y'all. I'm from Texas. Come on now. Anyways, guys, before we ramble on, get it, because that's our net podcast.
You're so funny.
I know, right? I didn't even mean to. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
Yeah. See ya.